All right, guys, got to blow the whistle here. Let's open up a page from Payne's investment playbook. It's a family affair, right? The importance of family is really highlighted, and it was highlighted a lot during this Great Recession, where you can see where parents started to provide, let's face it, a tremendous amount of shelter for their adult children. Went up to 50%. These are not kids, but adults in their mid-20s up to 25. Now, the parents and grandparents taking the hit on college tuition means that they're going to either have to delay retirement or, in the case of those over 65, maybe even curtail those real golden year dreams. These are adults 55 to 64. Many of your parents, adult parents, they're carrying college installment debt of an average of $8,000. That's not from when they went to college, guys. And if you think this is crazy, take a look at what Grandma and Grandpa have done for their grandchildren. Okay, now I understand it's something that they had to do, but back in '89, they were paying $400. That was their installment for college. Now, $2,300. We love it. We really do. And it's part of economic reality, but maybe also it's part of a larger entitlement mentality. And these same parents and grandparents didn't enjoy. Let's talk about that, guys. It brings us to our next real deal. I'll go to you on this, Wilbur, first, because, you know, people work hard. And previous generations, it felt like you were on your own. I know when I was growing up, my father said, you got to get out of the house. The day you graduate from high school, either you go to college, the Army, or whatever, but you got to go. And now it feels like we're sort of this nurturing society where we don't let the kids go. But look at the sacrifices that are being made. Is there such a thing as tough love? Like, you know what, I'm not going to pay for your college, you figure it out?
Well, I had student aid when I was in college. I was what you call a bursary student. I had to work part-time to help the school so that part of my tuition didn't go spent on other employees of the university. So I'm quite accustomed to the problem of student debt. I think what's really wrong, the courses they're taking don't lead to jobs that'll help them pay off the debt. And I think the schools, before they let a kid incur debt, should make sure the child is in a curriculum that'll lead to a job that can service that debt. Right. There's a mismatch.
See, but here's the thing. I'll go to you, Matt. This is what I'm talking about, though. In this society, even when kids, before they go to school, I know what my kids, my daughter, she was taking tennis. People would say that she liked tennis. In hindsight, I should have said it doesn't matter. You know, the Williams sisters didn't like tennis. Their father made them play. Now they like it. Yep. $30 million a year, now they like it. Now, we're so concerned about the kids, what they like. How do we coddle them? How do we, you know, give them everything that they want? It feels like we can't say no to them, even if they want to take a dumb course in college.
No, we can't. But I also, you know, that's kind of like let them find themselves kind of thing. You know, let them travel around the world for a year.
12 years old, you've got more wisdom than your dad.
I know you want to find yourself, but as far as the grandparents and the parents kind of letting them do some of this stuff, I'm actually okay with this. I think they're investing in their children, investing in their grandchildren. My father invested in me, and it worked out okay. He invested in my company a few $1,000s when I started. He invested in my first home that I bought. So to me, I think that's okay, and it shows that the children that the grandparents saved, they worked, and now they're taking that wealth and transferring to them and getting the next generation moving. So I'm actually okay with everything that's going on here.
But Charles's point is so well taken. There's such indulgence today. And the children are really indulged, and their emotions are indulged. And that tough love you're talking about, we should see more of it. And when you go out there on the street and you see who's successful, who's working, and you look at a millennial who's coming out of an office building, chances are their parents didn't cuddle them, their grandparents didn't cuddle them. And I think that that's the necessity. It's just so hard for parents to do today because our culture has changed tremendously.
Bishop Jakes, you know, the MegaFest is about family. But is there some sort of a line that we can cross over to where it becomes counterproductive?
I think that one of the things we have to redefine is how we define wealth. I have learned that it is not what you leave to your children, it's what you leave in them. And I think sometimes, to your point, we are so busy making a living as parents today and keeping up with the racing needs and demands as husbands and wives, if you are blessed to have two parents in the home, that sometimes they did not get the nurturing, not only nurturing as it relates to emotional stabilization, but also the investment into your character, your work ethic, your tenacity, your expectation. So if you have raised a child who hit a button and got a response, when they go out in the real world and they don't get a response, it's not so much that they stay at home, they come back home because they say, I am not prepared for the world I see around.
That's the tough love I'm talking about that seems to be rejected by society in general. Even parents who may want to raise their kids that way are getting more and more pressure not to raise their kids that way.
Well, the problem is tough love is fine if it's applied early enough till it becomes a way of life, it becomes a model. But it is shocking to be soft all the way up to 18 and then get tough all of a sudden. It seems like abuse.
And that's the thing. I think we've started a society where everybody has to go to college. And you look at these, the reason why college costs are so high is because somebody's paying for it, whether it's the grandparents, the parents, or the government. If we actually sat there and told the students starting their freshman year in high school, listen, I'm not going to pay for you. You have to make good grades. You have to get scholarships. You have to get a summer job. We give them that goal, and guess what? They have that same sort of work ethic when they graduate. That is called tough love to me.
You're saying that, though. I want to, but would you really apply it with your kids, though?
It was applied to me. I knew from day one that I started high school. Exactly. I knew from day one I was going to have, if I was going to college, I was going to have to pay for it myself. And I made sure that my grades were good, my attendance was well, and I paid for myself through college.
All right, guys, let's leave it there. Hey,